Caltrop. It's an area denial weapon designed to stop the enemy. The Caltrop is a sturdy, simple, yet effective weapon no matter its position. Its purpose was originally designed to stop elephant and donkey attacks. It graduated to stopping tanks. And now, the Caltrop is your defense against propaganda, polished lies, and manufactured outrage. It's free from counterfeit credibility and synthetic truth. However, inside the walls of the Caltrop, you're going to be forced to think. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Mike Calderese is the Caltrop.
Coming down the mountain from the heaven to the hell, the Mike Calderese, the Caltrop, he never stops, so ring the bell. He bring the facts, he's been up every morning till we sleep. He get it deep, Mike Calderese, in your head and in your sheets. And we don't mind, and we don't care, Mike Calderese is the Caltrop. And we don't mind, and we don't care, Mike Calderese is the Caltrop. And we don't mind, and we don't care, Mike Calderese is the Caltrop.
Woo! Good evening, and welcome to the Caltrop. Holy Lord Almighty. You guys don't understand what I just went through to get the show going here for you today. So, I was literally just doing wind sprints because I forgot a couple things. Because there's things that happened. And I had this little piece of paper that was sitting in the other room. And I'm listening, and I'm thinking, shit, you don't have the piece of paper that you're going to read to everybody today. So, I just had to run full sprint. And as you can tell, I am completely out of fucking shape, and I'm a little winded. Yes, that's right. So, welcome to the Caltrop, everybody. I apologize for missing on Friday. I had a good reason, and that's because my son graduated college in South Carolina, and we went down to South Carolina. Dude, had a nice little weekend. I'm going to be honest, we stayed at my brother's condo, which is right on the water. It was really nice, right? Woke up to the ocean. I live 2 seconds away from the ocean anyway, but it's funny how no matter where we go in America, when we vacation somewhere, we live on the beach, but we have to vacation on the beach as well. It's fucking interesting. But anyway, I digress. So I had a great weekend, everybody. I had a great weekend. I got to see my son do that. We, spent some time. I took my newest son, so I watched my 21-year-old graduate college as I'm holding my 1-year-old. And then he had his first time in the ocean. Dude, it was a really good weekend, right? Really good weekend. And over the weekend, I see the Tyler Oliveria video. And just so everybody understands, I already got a couple messages like, holy shit, you got Tyler on the show? Tyler's not on the show tonight. I asked Tyler if he wanted to be on. He has told me that he will come on at some point. We just have to figure out a time. The dude goes from place to place to place, recording everything. So I'm recording all that stuff. I have a great weekend. I get home. And I get home to a cease-and-desist letter. So today's show, everybody, if you don't know what's going on, I'm going to have the phone lines open. All right? So you could ask me any of these questions. But there's something in my life that won't go away. It won't die. Anytime I try to address it, I'm stifled. I'm told to shut up. I'm told to cease and desist. Every time I go to say something, this is what happens. And it's funny because my old co-host and I, we shared a platform called Rumble. And that's where we were really making our thing because the show was about saying what needs to be said. The show was about free speech, just like it is here. The only difference is I meant it. Other people didn't. So every time I talk to you guys about what's going on in my life, that's part of my life, and you guys all know this, like, I want you to be a part of this. I want you to be a part of my journey, right? I look at this as we're a family. You guys are here. You spend a lot of time with me, and I love you for it. So what am I going to do? I'm going to tell you everything that's going on in my life because I think you guys want to know. I think you're invested with this and with me. I think you guys want to understand who it is you're actually looking at, listening to, and tuning into every single week. So I feel the need to tell you about what goes on in my life. I feel the need to let you know certain day-to-day stuff. And Abe, don't call in yet, man. Don't call in yet. I have to. The phone lines are not open, buddy. They're not open. Hold on. Fucking overzealous. The phone lines will be open in a minute, Abe. They'll be open in a minute. And look, you just totally lost train of thought where I was going. But the bottom line is, you guys want to know who you're looking at. You guys want to know the true me. You don't want the representative version of me. And the saddest part about what I said on Monday, and this is the interesting turn of events. Wednesday was the 1-year anniversary, really, the morning of the show breakup. I do that quick 20 minutes. Don't mention anybody by name. I tell you guys about what it is. And I immediately, when I get back Monday morning, I get sent this cease and desist letter, okay, from a lawyer. We're going to get into this in a second. But I get back to, so we drove all night because, yesterday was Mother's Day. So we wind up staying late, staying there late because I haven't seen my mom. They live in South Carolina as well, right? So I have my mom, my wife. We're hanging out. My wife loves it because she's with her 21-year-old who she hasn't seen all year. It's funny. My mom gets to see him all year. We don't, it's interesting like that. But she gets to see her grandson, not her son. But it's just interesting, right? Because we do all of this, and I get home and I get this cease and desist letter. And the whole tone of the day, the whole tone of the show, what I was putting together, kind of changed, right? Because again, you guys expect me to be real, okay? There's no counterfeit credibility. There's no counterfeit personality. There's no counterfeit persona that I'm giving you guys. Okay. And one of the things that I realized in doing that show is that I was dealing with a counterfeit situation where what I was told about the show was not what it was what it turned out to be. We weren't partners. That was said in court. There was things that took place where I felt clearly lied to in the situation. But you know what? The bottom line is, I looked at it as, I'm going to be better off. This is the way I look at things. I go, you know what? When this show ended, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to be better off. And I have been. But I do this 8 o'clock Wednesday night from 8:05, because I start a couple minutes late, right? 8:05 to, I would say, 8:20 is where we got Will Tilly on. Coach Patterson and I, we just talked about what we went through. And by Monday, I have this sent to me, right? Now, mind you guys, this is the 4th time. This is now the 5th time I'm dealing with this bullshit. So the show ended. He had product of mine. He also had all of my likeness and all of the shows and all of the material that I was a part of and all of the money we made. He took it all. That's just the bottom line. That's just the fact. But then he goes on to try to get me to have a restraining order for harassment and bullying. We played part of that on Monday. Lost there. Then 5 months later, or whatever the fuck was, I haven't even brought him up again. He brings me back to court. Okay? We go to court. Before I get this letter, I'm just giving everybody that's new to this a recap. We go to court, not just me, Coach Patterson, who you saw on, and Jersey Abe, who called in. And this was video court, so it was like a Zoom meeting like we're doing right now. So we go once, we go twice. We have our arraignment, hearing, whatever. Then we have our court hearing. Well, all 4 of us were on the final court day. Us 3 and Mike. So when it got time for our turn to go, Mike Calderese, Dave Patterson, and Abe were all on this call with the judge. One person was absent from that call. The judge then said, okay, listen, We're going to have to give this guy a call, get him back on. I don't know why he got off, but we got to get him back on. 20 minutes later, everybody, the judge gets back on and says, hey, everybody, we've called him several times, no answer. So I'm just going to go ahead and do what I was going to do in the first place. And I'm dismissing this. And I want to apologize to you guys. A judge apologized to us and said, I want to apologize to you guys because I looked at, I should not have granted probable cause in the first place. And I looked at all of the case law on this, and you guys are well within your rights to say and do whatever you said online. So we won a second resounding victory. So he lost with me in the court, the restraining order court. Oh, I forgot about this one. He lost to Patterson in the restraining order court because after he lost to me, he just dropped that one. Then he lost to all of us in that court. So we did a show basically highlighting all of this afterwards, and it was really going to be like the last time I spoke about him. And it was. Then we had our 1-year anniversary. And listen, I like to celebrate milestones. I couldn't believe it was 1 year already since that show broke up. And that show, if you watched it last Wednesday, I highly suggest that you go back and do it if you haven't. It was really one of overcoming obstacles. I spent 1.5 years of my life building something, to have it taken, to have to start all over building something else. And it was one of those things where you ran into, the person that was my ally in this was my enemy. Like, the story was a great story. It was a great thing to remember. It's one that when you look at this past year after that turn of events, with my son being born and all of you guys coming in and the explosion and being on Tyler Oliveira's video, that all stemmed from not being in 2 Mics Live. That all stemmed from being able to be set free from that bullshit. I hold no hostility to these idiots. Zero. I don't care for them. And I'm going to sound very disgustingly cocky and conceited right now, but I told him and I told them, I'm fucking better than you. I don't have to worry myself about you. But he's worried himself so much about me that Wednesday night I do a show, and by Monday I have a certified mail cease and desist letter. Somebody's watching my show on Wednesday to the point where I have a letter on Monday when I get home. Isn't that fucking amazing? And I stand by what I said. I'm better. I don't need it. I didn't need to concern myself with bringing him up on charges and bringing him up on harassment or bringing him up on theft, which I really wanted to do. I said, you know what? Let him have everything he stole. And I'm still going to fucking kick your ass in the ratings. And what have I done? I've doubled his count. And I don't count Rumble as actual views because they're fake. But when it comes to real people on real platforms, I've doubled them. So we have that little conversation, and I want to read this to you. This is from the law offices of Harry J. Levin. Is it Levin? Levin? Oh, man. You know what I'm saying? This is funny because Levin, let's see, sounds like a type of name that might want to try to sue me for some stupid horse shit. Ready? Dear Mr. Calderies, RE cease and desist. We have been retained by Dr. Michael Schwartz and Kelly Schwartz to bring an action against you and your co-conspirators, my co-conspirators, for the harm you and they have caused due to wrongful behavior and public statements made against them. For the record, on Wednesday, we didn't mention anyone by name, especially not Kelly. I happen to like Kelly. She was Aunt Kelly, everybody. She was Aunt Kelly. That's not a false statement. She admitted to it in court. Yeah, we've already been through this a couple times. When my son was born, she was Aunt Kelly. She still would be at this point. I have no problem with her. She's a wonderful nurse. She cares about her people. I would never say a bad word. I didn't like when I play it, and I'm going to play it, guys. So I'm going to play the entire first court hearing because I have it on record if you want to listen to that one day. But I'm going to play that in entirely. I didn't like the way she was crying, making it sound like I was some threatening guy. I didn't like when she did that to me in court, which is on tape. Okay, I didn't like when she was crying to the judge, trying to gain sympathy. Good thing that judge wasn't tolerating any of it. Wait till you listen. Wait till you hear this shit. Honestly, I got yelled at a couple times. I was like, yes, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. I apologize, ma'am. Nope. I will be on the straight. Listen, if I ever fucked up and I was in front of her, dude, I would straighten out so damn fast. It would be amazing. But this is what this guy said. This is what set me off today. Do I do like a weird, like a jerked off voice? So from what I have received, it seems likely that a number of state and federal laws may have been violated. So, from what I have received, it seems likely, this guy says, that laws may have been violated. Well, we've already been through all of these laws. Which laws are you specifically speaking of? Because he tried to get me on 9 different laws. Could have been 5 laws. But there was a bunch of fucking laws listed. A bunch of them. But listen to this sentence. The pussified sentence. You're supposed to be a lawyer? And this is what the fuck you're sending me? This is the threat that these guys are sending me right here. And I'm supposed to be scared. You didn't even do your due diligence and know what the fuck was going on with your client before you sent this stupid piece of shit. Harry. Come on, man. This is really pathetic form. I'm going to be honest with you. And it's funny because I actually spoke to Harry today. And when I spoke to Harry, I said, just so you know, this conversation is being recorded, right? And he's like, well, I don't consent to that. I said, I don't give a shit. This is a one-party consent state. He's like, well, I don't consent to you recording it. I can't stop you from recording it, obviously. Yeah, you're right. I'm going to record this, and I'm going to do with it what I feel like doing with it, just so you understand. And he goes, why are you doing that? I said, well, it's for quality assurance. Right? I said, this phone call is recorded for quality purposes, buddy. Why don't you want to be recorded? What are you going to say on this thing that you don't want to be recorded? Because I thought you were some lawyer. I thought you were some big lawyer. From what I understand, you represented Trump. You already looked up your ass. But from what I have reviewed, what he has reviewed, it seems likely that a number of state and federal laws may have been violated. Likely and may. Very strong words there, buddy. Likely and may. You know who disagrees with you? 2 judges so far. 2, not 1. 2. 1 said nothing, nothing, nothing. The same things that you're looking at, buddy, 2 judges have taken a look at. 2. And this guy has the balls to threaten me today and say, oh, just so you understand, you're consenting to your house and your work and all this. Like, he was trying to say that they are going to try to sue me for my house and my business unless I cease and desist. And in order to avoid the filing of the lawsuit against you, the following must be accomplished within 7 days of your receipt of this correspondence. And I'm going to tell you what my correspondence was in a second. You must agree to take down any and all public statements concerning my clients and provide proof of that action. 2, you must agree to cease and desist from making any further comments, especially those of an untrue nature about my clients and or encouraging others to do so. And 3, without prejudice to future action, you and those who you have encouraged must apologize to my clients for harassing them and publishing untrue, malicious statements. Untrue, malicious statements. Okay. Says, though I have provided you with an opportunity to avoid future action, I am in the process of drafting a summons and complaint, seeking an order to show cause as to why restraints on your actions should not be granted and whatever additional relief the court determines to be proper. The filing with the New Jersey Superior Court will take place after the expiration of the above stated timeline. I wish to make this clear whether or not my clients are considering... Listen to this one. I like to make this clear whether or not my clients are considered public figures, as I anticipate you may argue. You're anticipating? You don't even know the case. There's still limits on making and publishing false and malicious comments which appear that you have made. This is where I knew he was full of shit. Completely and totally. Right? Up to this, I thought he was 80% piece of, like, completely full of shit. And had no idea about this case, right? He was just going off of what Mike told him. Just like the first or the second judge that granted probable cause. It says, I have also been provided evidence of personal and harassing communications from you to our clients, which may implicate other laws as well. Okay. So, the only text messages and the only time I have text messaged this guy was when we were fighting, right? Then once he sent me the restraining order, I didn't send him a text message again. Then when I won the restraining order case, he sent me a text message, can we talk today? Which I replied, go fuck yourself, you piece of fucking lying fake ass shit. With, other choice words involved in there, maybe some other garbage things, but that's what I sent him back. How about you know what you would have happened to me yesterday? If he would have got that restraining order, I would have lost my ability to own a gun in New Jersey. I would have been getting fingerprinted. I would have been a fucking criminal for life by a dude saying I'm harassing him. Fucking pansy. I have also been provided, and this is what he said, I have been provided evidence of a personal harassing communications. Those communications, again, were looked at by two separate judges. So he was told he didn't convince his case by the first judge for a restraining order, which is a lower bar. Then he tried criminal court. That judge apologized to us and dismissed it. And now this guy thinks he's going to take those same exact communications that two judges have looked at, and scare me with them? This is what you think your threatening ass pussy letter is going to do to me? You didn't even take the time to understand what the hell you were talking about before you sent me the certified letter. You should have given me a phone call. I would have filled you in on it. I would have saved you the money. Whatever basis you are relying upon in support of your wrongful behavior, I encourage you to satisfy the above stated conditions to avoid judicial intervention where financial damages will be sought. Be guided accordingly. Very truly yours, Harry J. Levin. Okay, so when I talked to this guy, my wife looked at me at the end of it and said, Mike, what was the point of all that? Right? All you did was yell at this guy. And I looked at her and I was like, to pick a fight, like fucking Braveheart type shit. We didn't get dressed up for nothing. When I see this stuff, you're picking a fight with me. So now what am I going to do? I'm going to throw rocks at you. I'm going to pull my kilt up and show you my nuts. Because I would love to be 5-0 now against a Trump lawyer. Which you think this is going to scare me. I bet the guy's part of some Republican, they're all in that circle jerk Republican fucking shit. And my former co-host is involved in that as well. So I'm not making a claim here. I'm just saying this is all probably interconnected with that group of fucking jerk-offs. I'm just gonna toss that out there. And it's the same jerk-offs that are in Lakewood right now. So this is all, I guarantee you, this is all circulating in some way, shape, or form around that. That's just my opinion. But I would put fucking money on that. But I told the lawyer, and I'm going to go through these one at a time so I could give you my response as well. But I told the lawyer in no uncertain terms, let's go, motherfucker. Send the sheriffs. Send the fucking sheriffs. Because that's what he threatened me with. He said, can you just agree to this? Or do I have to send the sheriffs to your house? I said, send them. I want you to send them because you're threatening me now. Send them. I'm not agreeing to shit. And individually, I must agree to take down any and all public statements concerning my clients and provide proof of that action. Here's your proof. Fuck off. I'm not taking shit down. You know why? Because the last judge told me, I looked into precedent on this, and the law is firmly on your side. That's what he said. I'm not your lawyer, but I tried to find everything related to this situation, and you guys are completely in the right. I said worse things then than I said on Wednesday's show, or since. I haven't talked about that dude since the court hearings. So I'm not taking shit down. Go fuck yourself. The funniest part about this is one of you fucking spies, and I appreciate your viewership. Go ahead and do me a favor. Finger that like button, you spy piece of shit. But you guys had to come to my page. I didn't make a post. I didn't make a short about this. You had to come watch the show to find this, to hear me talking about it. You had to come watch the show. You had to stalk me. That's the funniest part about this shit. You are so obsessed with me, you're stalking me. So you could do what? Send me this? So I could talk about it some more? So we could bring it back up? Are you trying to get some clout off of me because you haven't gained any followers? And, I'm not talking to one specific person. Number 2, you must agree to cease and desist from making any further comments, especially those of an untrue nature about my clients, and or encouraging others to do so. Okay. Let's take this one on. There's not one thing that I've said that is untrue. Everything is documented. I have video recording. I have hours of video. The only thing that can be debated is what caused the argument in the first place, and there's plenty of people that have saw it. He's the one that deleted that video. I still want it. That's the video I want. So I hope they sue me so I get my hands on that video. That's what I want. They deleted it. It shows he was the original aggressor. But you must cease and desist from making any further comments, especially those of untrue nature. Not one thing. Nothing I said is untrue. I challenge them to find one thing I said that is untrue about that human being. The fact that he was removed from 2 different police jobs, that's not untrue. That's true. One was a volunteer spot that they were involved in a lawsuit over. True. He had not 1 but 2 fires at his charity. True. Okay, there's nothing that I have said that has been untrue. And the public records request, I could put out. I could put out that audio. I don't have to. That's not sealed in any way, shape, or form. I put in a public records request for both of these court hearings. The one has video on it of the judge, so I'm less likely to put that out. But if I can, I'm gonna put that out too. I'm gonna look further into that. But here's what I think about number 2. Go fuck yourself. I'm gonna keep on talking the truth. I am going to keep on telling my audience what's going on in my life, and it's all the truth. There's nothing I said that is a lie. Nothing. Without prejudice to future actions, you and those you have encouraged. Oh yeah. And who have I encouraged to do so? You're going to have to prove that. Show me a video or show me a clip or show me a post where I have encouraged people to make fun of Mike. Never. Now, however, if anybody does make fun of him, I fully stand behind your First Amendment right to do so, and I'm not taking any comments off of my pages. You know, that's standard policy for me. But without prejudice to further actions, you and everyone you have encouraged must apologize to my clients for harassing them, publishing untrue and malicious statements. I will tell you this, you will get an apology when the Jews stop overbuilding in Lakewood. You piece of shit. Never in my life would I apologize to you. Are you out of your damn mind? And of course, I'm talking to the lawyer right now, calling him a piece of shit. Do you think I'm doing any of these things? Not only am I never going to apologize, I'm going to say, fuck you, fuck him, fuck her, fuck that whole show. And anybody else that doesn't want to hear this. Because this is my platform. And I have the microphone. And I'll talk about whatever I want. Sorry if I come off a little angry on this, guys, but I really thought all this shit was behind me. I thought all of this Mickey Mouse shit was behind us. And we asked this judge after the second one, like, what's going to stop this guy from going to another court and going through to another court and going to another court? You have got to stop him because he's trying to use the law. He's trying to use the law to harass us. This is harassment through the legal system. This is harassment through lawyers. I've gotten harassment through cops. I've gotten harassment through judges granting probable cause. And honestly, I've gotten harassment because this proved everything that fucking Patterson was saying to me about it, and he's been harassing me about it ever since. He's like, Mike, dude, if this was black, like if he was black and he left that court, he would not be allowed to do that. And he keeps proving it right. So without prejudice of further action. So there you go. There you have it, everybody. I wanted to go through that with you because, I don't know who's still here. I don't know who wanted to hear that. And I apologize for starting the show off like this. I had a great weekend. I really did. But I just know that this, I'm going to get more of these things because the more you're out there, the more you talk, the more you push, and the more you resonate, you're going to piss people off, And this is clearly an attempt, a piss poor, pathetic attempt to shut me up, as all of the other ones have done. Now I want to just again point something out. From what I understand, this guy represented Trump. Now, that's allegedly, okay? Allegedly represented Trump. My old co-hosts, again, were free speech people. But these are people that are trying to threaten and scare me out of speech. This should have harsh consequences in America for doing this. Trying to threaten and intimidate somebody into shutting up because you don't like what they have to say, because you've made mistakes, because you've fucked up, because you've done horrible things in your life, because you are trying to cover up an image that you don't like. And of course, I'm talking to the generic you. If this happens to the generic you can't shut these people up because you want to cover up the horrific, ridiculous things that you've done in the past. And you know that the person knows all the things about your life or your town. And yes, I could be talking about a person, a group, or a fucking place. What's this, a noun and a verb or some shit? Let's fucking go. But this type of shit is happening everywhere. And I want to highlight one more story. I want you to look this up. And you know what? Me and this guy have had some issues. But the Short News Network actually did this. Phil Stitland actually put a story on this. So look it up on the Short News Network. But you have a local vet, Dan Leonard, had a piece of garbage who runs, what do they call it? It's another piece of shit. I've talked about it before. Jersey Coast Emergency News. I really don't even want to say their name on the page. The guy shows up to Dan's house after I heard video of him saying he wanted to kill Dan. The guy shows up to Dan's house, comes on Dan's property. Dan has his wife and kids there. Now, Dan is a I think he's airborne. I can't remember. I think 82nd Airborne, if I'm not mistaken. The dude's a veteran, been in some shit. When you look at his picture, his medal rack is incredible. He's controversial because he speaks his mind. We met in controversy. But he shows up to this guy's house, basically gets in his face, threatens him again. Dan, they get into a little scuffle. Dan winds up putting him on the ground and restraining him. And the dude's laying there like a beached whale. He can't get up, like a turtle on its fucking back. He can't move. Dan isn't lobbing bombs. Dan isn't hitting the guy. Dan restrains him, holds him on the ground. The cops come there. The cops don't even charge this guy with assault or anything. It was trespass. Well, lo and behold, a couple months later, that dude, Chris, files a complaint on Dan. And guess what? A judge granted probable cause for simple assault on Dan. This is you guys should be fucking outraged about this. Do you have any idea how these courts are weaponized against everybody? Do you have any idea what the fuck is going on? You have these judges that are now, they are charging veterans with assault when they're defending their house in New Jersey. You guys ought to be ashamed of yourselves. This should be on every fucking news channel across America. And a judge is signing off on this based on what? There's video footage of it. There's video footage, ring camera footage of the guy parked walking onto Dan's property. He didn't stay in the street. He was on the fucking dude's sidewalk that's 5 feet in front of his house. And New Jersey judges are allowing this to take place? Beechwood, New Jersey. What the fuck is going on over there? If I were you, I would be calling the courthouse. I would be demanding these judges. And they, of course, they can't speak on these cases. Because God forbid we make any of these judges actually get in and defend their fucking positions and their judgments. Why are they the end-all be-all? Why does Congress carry everybody in there into their fucking chambers and try to belittle them? But we have all of these judges that do whatever the fuck they want to do outside the Constitution, outside the law, all for powerful people, all against the lower fucking class people, all against the poor people, the regular working people. We're the ones that fucking wear everything. And you don't have Congress pulling these judges into the chamber saying, why did you vote like this? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? Why are you violating your oath? Why are these judges so beyond fucking reproach? That they're just such wonderful people? That they do everything right? No. As a matter of fact, if you ask me, the judge in the second trial fucked up so many times that when we filed our separate thing, he dismissed everything because he wanted the whole thing away because he knew he fucked up from the start of that. We were getting lawyer letters in the mail because they input it wrong. Before we were even notified by the townships, we were told through mailers, through lawyers soliciting us for customers. We were told that way. Not from the town, not from a sheriff, not from anybody. We were told through that because they input it wrong in their computer. So that was fuck up number one. Fuck up number two was bringing him in and finding probable cause based on nothing, based on his, and I'm not going to say lies, but the only thing I could say is that he took information that a judge already looked at, the same exact information that a judge already looked at, packaged it differently, and sold it to that guy. So second shot at the apple. So this guy messed up twice. So then we had to play the game. We had to go through the problem. We had to go through the process. And we did. We showed up to every one of their court hearings. More than I can say about him. We played the game. We did it right. And we're still getting fucked with. We did it right. How many times do you hear this in regular Ask America? And I got to ask everybody, when the hell are you going to say, I'm fucking tired of this? I'm doing this shit right. And I'm sick and tired of being fucked with. I'm sick and tired of everything coming down on me. Your taxes, your school taxes, your fucking overbuilding, your traffic, your crime, your lawfare, you're cheating on your fucking elections. Fake ass politicians, people buying them off, lobbies, APAC, and all the other shit lobbies. When the hell are we going to take our damn country back from these fucking tyrants? And the jerk-offs that know how to cry victim and try to use the system against everybody else. That the system was there designed to not do this to us. I thought that was the difference of America. I thought this is what America was supposed to fucking be. But is this what's going on? Is this right? All of these people act with zero consequences. Zero. And I can't wait. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. I can't wait to see what this lawyer is going to do. Because I'm probably going to have sheriff's officers come to my house. That's getting fucking live streamed. Everything from here on out, guys, I'm telling you, I'm putting it all online. Everything you fucking people do to me, and I know you have somebody watching this, everything you do to me will be talked about live. On air. I'm going to be clipping it. I'm going to be putting it fucking everywhere. Because I got to tell you something, man. You know, I started this journey because you guys, nobody has a voice. You know? Nobody has a voice. And when you gain one, this is the shit they want to send. And when you gain a voice, they want to shut you up. When you gain a voice, they want to tell you to go away. And again, I'm here to tell you, everybody, fuck off. Because I'm not going anywhere. Every one of you guys that are going to be coming at me in the future, from the towns to the individuals to whoever it is. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of your bullshit lawsuits. What are you going to be suing? I don't have that much money, buddy. I don't brag that I have a lot of money. I don't need a lot of money. I don't live that way. I live in sweatpants. And I play cornhole. With my wife, who's that? My daughter's now waving at me. But I live a very simple life. So have fun with whatever the fuck that is. We are going to be unveiling a new co-host. I'm going to call him the Doctor. All right. He is, we're going to try. I need a co-host, you know, like if someone that's here every day, who someone could say some of the things. And we have a new virus going around. I'm doing a research on a hantavirus. Everybody watch out. You're going to want to get your hantavirus vaccine. I received my hantavirus vaccination. By the way, there is no hantavirus vaccination right now. So when they come out with one in 4 months, please don't run. I'm not going to make any. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. If you didn't learn anything from COVID, there's no helping you. I'm not here to even talk about you guys anymore. I really don't give a shit. Wow. Holy Christ. I just rambled on for a while. Let's do this here. Let's get this pop out chat here. I didn't even have time to get anything really worked out so far. Now, honestly, if you guys do want to do, if you want to have some call-ins, listen, I'm going to run this late because I missed Friday, because I definitely want to get to the Tucker and Tyler Oliveira stuff. So that's going to be at the 9 o'clock block, guys. I'll touch on that because I didn't realize it was this late. But let me do this, because holy shit, I am getting parched over here. I would like, if you have any questions, I believe the phone lines are now up. The phone lines are up. I will take your, if you want to call in, 732-608-4358. I'm going to read some of your comments as well. Let's get to the YouTube comments first. It says, let's see here. All right. A-Man Disker. I love A-Man Disker. Is this real life? Yes, A-Man Disker. This somehow is real life, dude. A show that was only on Rumble for a period of time for about a year and a half somehow has taken up the entire year of my life. I have never had a restraining order put against me by women. My first one ever was by a dude, and that's the God's honest truth. She says, I feel like we're all getting suspended from school. What the fuck? Dude, it's hysterical. It sounds like he started unnecessary drama. Hannah, it's over and over and over and over and over and over. This is again, cops called me, you name it. If I mention his name, he's like Voldemort. Somehow he knows the second I mention his name, he's going to know when I go to Wall Municipal tomorrow. But yeah, it's fucking unreal. Is his last name spelled Levine? No, it's L-E-V. Who is that? Hannah. No, it's Levin, PC, Levin. That's what it says. Levin Esquire. You know what? When I saw Esquire, I got concerned there for a second. Says, yes, Mike needs a lawyer. I love living in Lakewood, but I do agree. It says, I feel like you're the one who needs a lawyer because what? No, I don't need a lawyer. Yes, Mike needs a lawyer, blah, 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 non-verb, adjective. New Jersey judge's address. I got to be honest with you, I don't need a lawyer for this. And if anybody wants to be a lawyer, want to be my lawyer, come on and have some fun with me with it. But no, you know what? Here's the bottom line. Again, I want them to do this. I really do. Because a point needs to be proven at this point. You know, I was past this. You know, but I love it, dude. Listen, you want to bring in some drama, you want to bring in some bullshit. That's fucking cool with me. Again, if you want to call in, the phone line is on the thing. If you want to be my lawyer, if you have a lawyer out there and you want to fucking call in, the boat. What's up? The boat in the chat. I can't even read half of Jersey Abe's comments. Jersey Abe, I don't know if you could even call in. I have a feeling that you're definitely going to get us sued. I'm wondering because I don't think Pat got anything in the mail. I think I'm the only one. I'm wondering if you did. But check out the boat. He's there on Tuesdays, 10 a.m. He has the Wolves and Wisemen, the Reignited channel on Rumble. I love it. Third time is a charm. Johnny G says, newly instituted. Let's see. Greg Knight says, how do you feel about the yearly tax assessments happening in New Jersey? This is what I think. When your government spends so much money that they have huge, gigantic deficits, the only thing they could do is take more from you and more and more and more from you. And you're seeing it across the state. You're seeing it locally. You're seeing it statewide. You're seeing it with the schools. As we're losing, we are paying. And I think the only way this ever ends is when New Jersey gets its head out of its ass. When most voters get their heads out of their asses, it's our own fault. We allow it. Because it's not hard enough on us yet. It is just comfortable enough to bitch on Facebook. But you know what? There's still people out there traveling. There's still people buying gas. There's still people buying shit. And their lives are not that bad yet, unfortunately. I said that wrong. I love that their lives aren't that bad yet. But the only way the masses are going to move is when it really gets bad. And the horse shit about that is when it gets really bad, it's typically fucking too late. Let's get over to the Facebook chat. Let's see if we have anything on Facebook. And I know I always leave the sound on this because I'm not up to speed sometimes with this. There we go. All right, let's see. Any overbuilding in Lakewood? What about the overbuilding in Jackson? Ed, I mean, I talk about the overbuilding everywhere there, buddy. Brian, this is how they work. It's only free if it doesn't mention a certain group of people. Destruction. Do I look that bad? My screen is. Am I like blurry? Am I coming across blurry? Let me know in the chat because it looks like I'm coming across a little bit blurry on this thing. If it's only free, Destruction of Towns Weekly. Mindy says, most people are not going to stand up. They don't want to use their voice as long as they have a keyboard. Very sad. Yeah, I mean, listen, and I'm always going to be here with this. Mariah says, obsession with another person is no way to live. He needs to let it go. Yeah, man, you know what, dude? It's, again, the problem is, Mariah, I know too much. And it's when you know too much and you can make sense and you have a voice, they're always going to try to shut you the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? That's just the bottom line. The bottom line, what it is with it. But thank you very much. Again, phone lines are open. If you want to give me a call, let's move on to a couple things because I didn't mean to take that much time up for that. But I got a little pissed, I got a little pissed when I got this letter today. It's just fucking pathetic. It's fucking pathetic, that we can't just move on and do our own separate shows. By the way, I give him full permission to release anything about me. Just so we're clear, I know you have people watching. Release everything about me, any conversation, anything. Let's go. Welcome to the Caltrop, Jersey Abe. How you doing, buddy? Don't get us sued.
No, this isn't Jersey Abe. This is Dr. J. Schwartz. How you doing? I'm gonna ask you something. Please stop saying my name. bro, are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you. This is the God's honest truth.
Yo, how many offers does this dude need? Like, honestly, bro, I think he's in love with you.
I fully understand why. Dude, look at me. I'm good looking. I'm charismatic.
I'm in love with you, too. I'm in love with you too, but I ain't suing you, bro. But no, for real. My question is,
yes,
because you already did it, but tell us how you really feel. Oh my lordy lord,
dude. I'm just sick and tired of this, Abe. It's like we've been. You remember this when we were in court the last time. We were asking that judge, like, what's the stop? How do we stop this guy from doing this again and again and again and again and again? And he didn't have a very good answer. And the only way that stops is when the courts stop him. They should have taken action against him. This is they need to take action against this guy so he stops making a mockery and stops using the court. I mean, think about this for a second. Me, you, and Patterson were charged, or we got restraining orders on us, and we, I'm in court with women that are fighting for restraining orders against these guys, and it's like we are sucking up the resources time. They make the women really prove this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we're in here for this business dispute bullshit. It was just it's such a fucking. It's so pathetic, buddy.
Bro, we were in there with people with multiple DUIs. We were in there for people going to jail. But my point is,
remember the old Jewish
New Jersey, bro?
What's that?
What is wrong with New Jersey, man?
Dude, there's a lot wrong with New Jersey. Again, think about this. You remember the last day there we had where it was like Jew hour, where it was like 19 Jewish cases in a row, and they were all traffic cases. Do you remember that?
Oh, I remember that.
Guys, everybody was the same lawyer. And it was like, hey, Your Honor, yeah, no, I got like 17 cases today.
Well,
it was like, this is Joseph, whatever. Sir,
hey, since your former co-host or his Canadian friend or whoever is going to watch this show and listen, I'd like to put a statement out. Please send me the same restraining order, because I promise you, and I have no direction from anybody, I'm going scorched earth. And I already started. So I will take the same restraining order.
So just so we're clear here, Jersey Abe.
Yes. You are not directing me to do anything. Yes.
No. Just so you know, it's CC'd Dr. Michael and Kelly. It's David Patterson and Christopher Aberly.
No way.
Yes. So your name is on this paperwork.
What did I do?
I don't know. Anybody that appeared on the show, I guess on Wednesday, and I guess you called in. I don't know, buddy. It's very interesting. But what are you going to do?
That is awesome. I cannot wait. And you know what? Since they are going to watch this show, the fact that he would take the time to harass a family man, a teacher, and a disabled veteran, all for his business gain? That's pretty bad, bro.
It's really disgusting. And now, you know what, man? It's we've been nice enough about this. We've been nice enough. We wanted to move on, and he clearly didn't want to move on. So now it's game on. How about that? Thanks, bud.
Honestly, I love it, bro. I love you, bro.
I'm with you. I fucking love this. Like, they don't understand. I called up when I called the lawyer, I told his secretary, just so you know, I'm calling you every 15 minutes until this guy gets back to me. So I was having fun with her. I said, hey, how you doing? It's your friendly neighborhood Mike Calderis again, you know? And me and her were laughing. We were actually having a good time. I said, yeah. I go, you need your day's boring. You need some amusement today. So he called me back at 4:45 and told me that behavior was unexactable. I said, I bet you tell your clients that their behavior is unacceptable, and you can go fuck yourself too. How about that? And I said, well,
So
I said, excuse my language. He goes, I'm not excusing it. I said, all right, good. Then go fuck yourself.
Because I'm wondering, do I wait to get this letter? Because I want to call this guy. Like, are you like?
No, you know what? We'll talk after the show. But thanks, dude. Really appreciate you. Let me get to the Tyler stuff.
Love you.
Love you,
Don't
kid.
get me sued.
Later, later. Oh man, you gotta fuck it. You gotta love. This is like high school. This is definitely like high school. Amen, Disker. As a person who has a restraining order against a person, it's very frustrating. And I absolutely hate when people use this for no reason. It's disgusting. Amen, Disker. It is. And it's disgusting that guys can manipulate it better than girls can, who are actually in danger, who are actually being threatened by people that are threatening and like disgustingly evil. You know, it's like, it's really one of the most disgusting things that I see going on in our system is the absolute disgusting nature of our laws or our court system, because something is horrifically broken in this court system. I think it centers around these shit fucking lawyers. Then I think it wraps around these shit. They go from shit lawyers to shit fucking judges. And then you have shit politicians that are appointing all these assholes. And one of these days we're going to wake up, or maybe we won't. Who fucking knows? We will see. All right, let's get to the Tyler stuff. Sorry for making you guys wait. I really wanted to. That ice almost went flying down my throat. All right, so I have a bunch of these Tyler clips. Guys, if you haven't seen this, I'm going to play a couple of these guys, and I want to go through a couple of them. Because it was awesome. The lead up to this, I knew Tyler was doing this video or doing this interview with Tucker. I don't know, maybe this was a month ago? Was it about a month ago? I was texting back and forth with him, and he was just freshening up on all the things that were going on. He's like, Mike, help me prepare with this little, he goes, this little Tucker interview, he called it. Obviously a joke, but so we were going through some stuff, on what is actually happening in Lakewood and what the system is and what the game is. And I was just reminding him of all the different things. And I got to tell you something. If you guys haven't watched this, go to Tucker Carlson's channel, Tucker Carlson Network, watch this episode with Tyler Oliveria, share it for this guy, especially if you live in Ocean County. If you live in Ocean County, you have to go to Tucker's page and share Tyler's video. Because I'm going to tell you something, that you appreciate the work that he has done and is still willing to do. And to go on Tucker and say some of the things that we're going to review right now was incredible. And I got to tell you something, the dude knocked it out of the park, okay? The way he phrased it, the way he brought it up, he did repeat one of my lines. Tyler, dude, come on, man. We're going to talk about this in a second. But you got to give a brother credit, man. You got to give you a little bit of credit for that line. Everybody's stealing it from me. I think Caldery said it first, but what are you going to do? Shit happens, right? I'm just fucking around. But let's do this. This is Tyler number 1 on principles, and I want to start here because I think this guy does have principles.
You're basically interested in exploring the principle that you
exactly.
That you described
it was a conversation about the principle.
It wasn't a conversation about one. You weren't out to attack Jews or Muslims or Somalis or anyone else. You just want to say this is what happens when a country's decency is leveraged against it.
Exactly.
This is what happens when a country's decency is leveraged against it. Did you hear what was said right there? This was in the very beginning of the show. And that statement that Tucker made is fucking incredible. Because I do believe our country's decency is fully taken advantage of through people and groups of people, especially it seems foreign people, that know how to manipulate our laws better than the Americans do at home. And it's very interesting. And Tucker says that line. And I think the entire interview was almost set up along those same lines, because Tyler goes on to say this. And I felt like a proud papa when I was listening to him, because tell me he doesn't sound like good old Calderies right here. And I love it that this is what I do like about this guy. He took the information, he verified it himself, and now he's able to very intelligently regurgitate it back to someone like Tucker Carlson, and has that gigantic audience. But this is Tyler telling how it is all by design. Their system is by design.
And to give them credit, obviously there is some level of communal support.
Yep.
Sometimes they'll rely on in-laws for some initial financial support, whatever, but largely by design. Their entire lifestyle is designed to extract and exploit these welfare systems to the maximum degree. It is strategic. It is not happenstance. It is not coincidental. It is by design.
It is not coincidence. It's not coincidental. It is by design. And that's one thing that showed itself over and over and over and over again to us. And it keeps showing itself to me, right? Everyone that wants to come at me, a lot of people messaging me, a lot of people saying this stuff. It's the same rehearsed lines from everybody of a certain religion that comes at me. And it was the same exact lines when we went there. It was all by design. Everybody says the exact same thing by design. That's how it was created. That's how it was made. That's how it's pushed. That's how it's taught. That's how it is effective. Because everybody is parroting the exact same thing without fail, in the exact same way, in the exact same manner. That's how it happens. But it was very interesting, because Tyler went on to talk about this design in many different ways. All right. And when he hit on the schools, putting this focus on the Lakewood and the Ocean County schools, on what's happening here and what happened in Muncie and what's happening in these enclaves of religions, the fact that this was brought up on that big of a scale, when Chris Pollock and I were talking about this and just even kicking around the idea of talking to Tyler, we were like, where do you think this is going to go? You know what I'm saying? And one of the things we said to each other was, it doesn't matter. It just has to be spotlighted. Like, we have to try to highlight this. And I got to be honest with you. The people that reached out to Tyler, you guys should thank them. You guys should honestly thank Chris and Jenna and a lot of these other people that really helped out with this video to get this into the nationwide spotlight. Ocean County, New Jersey, I'm being very serious. I'm not saying thank me. I'm saying thank Chris. Thank these people that are fighting for you. Because they really forced this issue. Tyler didn't just come. He spoke to us first. He spoke to all of us first. If it was bullshit, if he didn't think there was a story there, the guy would not have come. I spent 2.5 hours on the phone with Tyler, then another hour later with him talking about different things, countless text messages, hours of work, planning where we're going to go with him. I mean, it took a lot of coordination. And the fact that this is being spoken about in front of a national audience on the Tucker Carlson network, I think is such a gigantic win for Ocean County residents, for everybody that said this can't be done. You're never going to get this out there. There's nothing you could do. Well, you know what? There is obviously something we could do, because this is being talked about on a national stage. Where's it going next? I don't know. I think that's up to us. But listen to this.
In Muncie, New York, not too far away. Basically, Orthodox Jews came into this community of mostly black and brown, working class, poor people, bought a bunch of real estate, established their presence, voted themselves into positions of power in the school board, the zoning board, the planning board, the city council. They voted to defund like after school activities for the kids in the public schools, to increase the amount of funding for these yeshivas. And then they would consolidate the public schools that existed, as the funding basically went down and the public student enrollment went down as people left. They would consolidate them, meaning they would close down some of the public schools and they would then sell them off for a discounted price to these yeshivas. So the takeaway from nearby towns.
Wait, and so they actually took over the physical plant of the buildings?
They bought the schools at discounted rates. Yeah. Below market rates, arguably.
Damn.
It's brutal, right?
Damn. It's brutal, right? Yeah, it's brutal. It's as brutal as, like, where is it? Me spilling water on myself in the middle of the show. It's brutal. Yes. Do you see Tucker's like, damn, that's really happening in America? And he said, arguably below market rates. Tucker, Tyler, really appreciate that. I don't think that's arguably. I think it is well documented. They have bought well below market rates. But this topic, guys, the fact that a Jackson school was just closed and bought for a discount, I mean, that's pretty fucking relevant. The fact that this stuff is going on and it's on these type of major platforms, I think that's incredible, guys. I think that's incredible. And I got to tell you something. It's from the work that many of you have done. It's from you guys showing up to these planning board meetings. It's for you guys getting out and voting your ass off for Chris. You guys in Jackson, do you want more of this? Do you want more winning like this? Do you want more, the fact that these things being highlighted, spoken about, and potentially solved and fixed? That you guys got to start stepping up. We can't do it on our own. We need to replace the people that are in power now with our own groups of people. We need to form our own group of people. A group of real like-minded people that aren't in it for the fucking power, that aren't in it for anything else, but doing it for me and you, man. For us. The people that have been clearly left behind by everybody else because I guess we don't donate politically. But when all this started, you saw the movement. Chris had that movement. You guys got him elected. Then you get him elected, and all of a sudden his name goes, holy shit. And people start sending that to Tyler, and then Tyler reaches out to him, and he calls me up and goes, Mike, I just had this guy call me. Next thing you know, I'm on the phone with him. And it took two people speaking out. Imagine what 20 would do. Imagine what would happen if we get 50, 1,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000 people not scared to speak loudly, standing right behind us, doing it with us. 2, 3, 4 people made a giant difference. I hope everyone sees that. He went on to say this.
But basically at any given time, you can expect half of the population that's 16 and up to be unemployed.
Half?
Half. So keep in mind, though, Tucker, that in a place like Kiryas Joel, I think the median age is less than 16 years old. So what that really means is half the population is children and half of the adult population is unemployed and not seeking employment. Whether it be religious study, child rearing for the women, they have no intention of getting a job and financially contributing. So
again, when you say these things, you're just citing statistics, right? And being that the certain towns trend so young because they have so many young kids, that now you're in a cycle where your town looks like it's poorer, so it gets more money, and you have this manipulation of all of the numbers and all of the way everything's doled out and divided out, and the way the numbers look and how everything's skewed. Just everything is convoluted. Everything is convoluted with it. You know, and he spoke about this. Again, I'm playing a couple of these. I highly recommend you go and listen to the entire thing. But this is Tyler on the voting block.
Them in 2024. And they're one of the most powerful voting blocks because of their consistency. They always show up and they always vote on behalf of whatever the rabbinical leadership tells them to. So if they say vote for this guy, they consistently show up on behalf of that candidate. There's no partisan loyalty. They'll shift from Democrat to Republican as long as the benefits outweigh one party over the other. So they're the perfect voting block. No one wants to stop their gravy train for fear of losing their votes.
Nobody wants to stop their gravy train for fear of losing their votes. Did you hear that shit? Tyler, man, you listen. You fucking listen. You're making me like, I want to dance. I want to dance. You did such a good job of presenting this to Tucker. You did an amazing job. Now, if you had me there, Tucker, hey, Tucker, if you want to interview me, dude, I could fill in a lot of the gaps that there were there. I mean, he did a great job, but he doesn't know it as intimately as I do. So if you ever want me to do it for you, I could do it for you. But I think Tyler sounds a lot like me. I love it. I was like a proud father watching this take place, watching him kill this interview. And then he goes and says this.
If you believe that only one group should be immune from criticism, then you're not against racism. Of course, you're an advocate of racism.
Sure.
Right? You're arguing a kind of supremacy.
Yeah, Jewish supremacy.
Yeah, or any kind. I mean, any kind. You know, if you can attack
in this case,
anyone but white Episcopalian men. Everyone else is fair game.
Jewish supremacy. Where did we hear that from? I don't know, but it seems to be a very popular term. Just going to toss this out there. Was it a very popular term before Caltrop said it on Tyler's show? I'm going to take credit for one thing, and that's that. I call it Semite supremacy. Now, I'm not saying I was the first to ever say it, but I never heard it before on nationwide shows until I said it on Tyler's show. And now you hear Dan Blazarian using it. I'm not saying he didn't do it beforehand either, but I never heard him say it up until this point. You're hearing it all over the place. And Tyler, it would have been nice if you would have kicked that line to bro. Say, yo, man, I can't take that. That was Mike's. Because I said to him on the phone, I want to coin this on your video, Semite supremacy, because that's what we see. Semite supremacy. And he said it. So it's, listen, man, you know, my wife's like, oh, dude, he could at least give you. I don't care. Again, the fact that these things are being spoken about, Ocean County, New Jersey, Lakewood, New Jersey, the stuff we've been fighting for, everybody, is being spoken about by fucking Tucker Carlson and Tyler Oliveria on that type of platform. Just bask in that for a second. And remember that things can 100% be done. And this was another funny, I'll play two more. Tucker at one point asked him what was the response to the other videos? Because you got to remember, Tyler went after everybody, okay? Everybody. And this is the response to those videos.
So may I ask, what kind of response did you get to the videos that you did on these ethnic enclaves in Michigan and Minnesota?
Yeah, praise and adoration, of course. Oh, wow. Right? This is a great talking point. Thank you so much for bringing this up.
Who liked them? Who praised
Republicans?
You? Oh, they did.
Of course.
Okay. Yeah, they loved it.
Democrats hated them. Liberal people hated them. Republicans, hoorah, keep going. Expose them all. Find even more. Expose all of these groups, right? So I was like, okay, sure, I will.
So he goes on to say that the Republicans are mostly pissed off with him about the Jewish thing. Go expose them all. Expose them all. Oh, no, except for them. Don't expose them. Please, please, please don't. When you listen to Tyler and you see the videos he's done, if you notice, like, I investigated this invasion. Now he's doing nothing but investigating invasions. And again, he's getting all praise. Nobody's canceled him yet. He hasn't lost anything. There's no advertisers want to pull out of the Indian video he put in Texas. Such hypocrites. But Tucker goes on to say this, And, these are bookended with Tucker because he said a couple very, very, very smart things. And this is something I totally agree with.
Well, you can see why there are probably whites who are getting a little paranoid. If you're the only non-protected group and every other group thinks as a group except you are not allowed to think as a group, and a lot of groups hate you, but there's no one to defend you, then, I mean, you can see why Elon Musk recently tweeted, we're moving towards South Africa and the whites are screwed. You can see why.
It's a great analogy, right?
So it's, you're an unprotected class. What happens when you have protected classes that get preferential treatment over unprotected classes? This is stuff that our Constitution was not founded on. We were not founded on the idea that you had protected classes that get to do whatever they wanted to do outside of everybody else. No. The protected classes were everyone. Every class is protected by the same exact laws. That's how it should be. You shouldn't have protected classes and unprotected classes because that's what creates hate. This is what creates friction. When you have clear double standards and everybody can see it, everybody can recognize it. Everybody can recognize that you're being blamed for everything and the cost is everything on you, and that group gets to take advantage of everything. And I'm not talking about one or the other. But when you have a group of people that feels unprotected and they're looking at other groups that are completely protected, you're creating the hate that you claim you want to stop. Silly me, I think you want to just create more hate so you can continue to shut people up, so you can continue to separate the classes, so you can continue to make more privileges and more protections for your protected classes based on some idea of the hate that you created in the fucking first place. And thus we go through the circle of needing the hate to survive. And it's really what happens. And our politicians do it to us over and over and over and over and over again. And listen, you know what? I will do this on Wednesday. I promise you. I wore a hat. This was the hat I wore. I think it was pimping. I think it was pimping since we pimping. But I ask you guys to comment on it. We'll do that on Wednesday. We're a little bit out of time today. And you know what? Wednesday I'll put on the 2 new hats, and you guys can make fun of them live. I will read out the funniest comments that are there. But I do appreciate you guys. Listen, man. I apologize for taking a lot of the show up for that. The show kind of, when I got that letter today, I got home, went to sleep after driving all night and woke up to that. And, the whole tenor of the show changed. I had some things, obviously, Trump rejects Iran's counter proposal. I had that for you guys. I had his response. We'll talk about that Wednesday as well. Because, I fear some of my predictions with the Iran stuff are coming true too, and now it's interesting because the proposal he sent out, it didn't sound like it. I didn't see the proposal. Okay. But the reports on it were like, okay, you guys just can't develop nukes for a bunch of years. It was kind of like the Obama plan that he pulled out of. I got to tell you, we're starting to look very weak here. Because there's several deadlines that are passed. They've done nothing but delay tactics. We've heard a lot of bluster. A whole civilization should have been gone by now. It's not. There's been a lot of things said. If you don't do this by then I'm going to fuck you up. Oh, no, okay, I'm going to delay the fucking up from here. I'm going to delay the fucking up from here. We have moved the goalposts from total surrender to we're getting rid of all your nukes. You're never going to have them to, okay, you may be able to have them in the future. If that's really what's going on. And I don't know how much to believe the reports, but if that's what's going on, I do feel like at least the picture that's being painted is one that's very weak for America. And I really, I don't think I like it very much. But what are you going to do? Last comments of the night here. Let's get to these. Amen Disker says, and it was very hard to get. Oh, no shit. So your restraining order is very hard to get. No shit. She says, and I had a year of evidence, bruises, marks from knives to my face, like it's disgusting to waste time. Don't do it. And I know it's gross. Ass can see me. I know your gross ass can see me. That is fucking crazy. And think about that. You had to fight for that. Meanwhile, I had to go and defend myself from this type of bullshit. And the court's time is being taken up over and over and over and over and over again for it. It's absolutely crazy, man, Disker. They're still doing this in Lakewood. It said they really are. The teachers are worried. And it said, you look like Matilda, dad's Matilda's dad. I don't know who Matilda's dad is, but I think, listen, I was inspired by this, right? Rabbi Mike and then the Italian Mike, right? Rabbi Mike, Italian Mike. I got to be honest, the Rabbi Mike, I think looks better. Oh, I love it. Thank you guys very much. Listen, man, really appreciate you guys being with me. I hope you guys realize, who I am. And I hope I do appreciate you being on this journey with me. I really do. It's awesome. But I definitely want to leave you guys with this. If there's one thing that I have learned doing this type of show for as long as I have done it, is the fake is overwhelming. The lies are overwhelming. The half-truths are overwhelming. The fake counterfeit credibility is at an all-time high. You see people online who you think have credibility, and they don't. Trust me, they do not. You see politicians you think they have credibility, they don't. They're all liars. And I'm really pleading with you guys to do your due diligence about who you listen to, who you give your time to, who you give your energy to. Because there's people out there that are trying to lie to you for their gain. And there's people out there that are trying to lie to you to get you to lie like them. And there's a lot of people out there that are believing the lies, and they're regurgitating the lies that they're absolute truth. And a lot of time you end up in an argument with somebody else that's screaming lies back at you, because it goes on both sides. And I'm here to tell everybody, please be able to decipher the garbage from the truth. You know what the truth doesn't do? The truth doesn't hide. The truth doesn't send lawyers to shut you up. The truth doesn't delete videos. The truth doesn't just make comments online. No. The truth, that's non-fearless. The truth is right in your face. The truth doesn't need to be stifled by the person telling it. The truth, all it needs is to be spoken. So there's people out there that are telling you the truth. You have to be wise enough to figure out who those people are. Don't fall for fancy talk. Fall for the people that are willing to show you, the ones that aren't hiding, the ones that are willing to show their scars, the ones that are willing to show you their problems, the ones that are willing to admit they have problems, the ones that are willing to admit they're not perfect, they've made mistakes, and they've learned from those mistakes. And the ones that are willing to speak up and fight for you, because there's fake ones doing that too. But hopefully, when you watch people like me, people like Chris, and there's a lot of other ones out there, hopefully we form a team of very truthful individuals. Because I got to tell you something. It's fucking needed, everybody. It is really, really, really needed in this world. And, the team of Caltrops I'm trying to develop here includes all of you. And it demands truth. And I got to tell you something. It demands fighting vigorously for the truth. Because anything less will be uncivilized. What commercial was that? Oh, shit. We got a bunch of comments. Last couple comments. Gotcha. Mike 9134. Who is that? Danny DeVito? I don't know. Is that call me Danny DeVito? I'll take it. I will take it. Danny DeVito in Matilda. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to get a picture. Tune in Wednesday for that, guys. But thank you very much for being here. I really appreciate every single one of you guys. Again, figure the fuck out of my like button. And obviously share the show. Share the shit out of this show. Thank you for joining us. And listen, I do not encourage anybody to say anything mean about anybody unless you really mean it. Caltrop loves you guys. This Caltrop is out. Later.
Coming down the mountain from the heaven to the hell. The mic cataracts, the Caltrop, he never stops. So ring the bell. He bring the facts, he spin them every morning till we sleep. He get it deep, mic cataracts in your head and in your sheets. And we don't mind, and we don't care. Mic cataracts is the Caltrop. And we don't mind, and we don't care. Mic cataracts is the Caltrop. And we don't mind, and we don't care. Mic cataracts is the Caltrop. Caltrop. And every morning when the sun she rises up from the east, the fact of the day is the last fact that I heard from the Caltrop. Mic cataracts every morning till the night. We wanna get it right, so we call him